Once upon a time, there was an average American family living in an average American town. After the family moved, the father left his familiar carpool and began a long solo commute to work. And gradually, he began to change. He looked the same, he dressed the same, but something was very different. But this isn't a story about just one man. It's the story about a media phenomenon that changed a father and divided a nation.
Here's my dad with me when I was a baby. He really loved me. This was in Arizona where I was born. He was goofy, like a lot of other dads, I guess. My dad was a really fun dad. All the kids in the neighborhood really liked him because he was funny and told jokes and would play with us. He was a really good dad. He loved animals. He could always be counted on to help persuade my mom if we wanted another pet. For vacations, my dad took us on camping trips. It was a lot of fun. My mom didn't like it so much. She didn't really like roughing it, but we all still had a really great time. He came from humble roots. He never had any bad words about any race, people, or person. I remember this one time when we all went to New York. We got outside Port Authority, and there was an African-American homeless man, and he asked my dad for some money. My father gave him what was at that time a decent amount of money and called him sir. That made such an impression on me and taught me you treat everybody with respect. We weren't really a political family. My dad was a non-political Kennedy Democrat. But then, when he started listening to talk radio, I saw him change. A lot. You used to consider yourself a Democrat, right?
Yeah, before I knew anything, I had any sense. I was stupid then. I was listening to people and bullshit, and they didn't know what they were talking about. Until then, I was fat, dumb, and happy.
So I finally decided to make a film to figure it out.
Jennifer, is this your book?
Yes.
He's my hero.
Why is he your hero?
Politically, I agree with him, beautifully. I always agree with him.
We knew better than to discuss politics together because it would just end in arguments and bitterness.
I had a Kickstarter campaign to raise some money, and before I knew it, people were coming out of the woodwork, contacting me from all over the country, telling me similar stories. And I thought, wow, this is a real phenomenon.
They just drummed into her what they wanted her to hear. She's a completely different person.
My brother became very fact-resistant.
My reaction was, who are you and what have you done with my stepfather?
Disjointed existence.
And he was completely changed. He was bitter and angry.
Challenging.
Obsessed.
And she had never been like that.
He was carrying a small pistol.
She was not hateful.
And shot twice.
It broke my heart to see my parents.
Very loving,
I feel I don't really know these people anymore.
Just goes on these tirades that
Fundamentally
I spoke with each one and found we all had one thing in common. Someone close to us became enraged and unreachable after excessively listening to or watching right-wing media.